spirits in prison that didn't keep their first estate, they married human wives and produced the Nephilim. Numbers 13 verses 30 to 33. 30 Then Caleb silenced the people before Moses and said, "We should go up and take possession of the land, for we can certainly do it." 31 But the men who had gone up with him said, "We can't attack those people. They are stronger than we are." 32 And they spread among the Israelites a bad report about the land they had explored. They said, "The land we explored devours those living in it. All the people we saw there are of great size." 33 We saw the Nephilim there. We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them. Genesis 6. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. And afterwards. 2 Samuel 21 verses 15 to 22. Once again there was a battle between the Philistines and Israel. David went down with his men to fight against the Philistines, and he became exhausted. And Ishbi-Benob, one of the descendants of Rapha, whose bronze spearhead weighed 300 shekels, and who was armed with a new sword, said he would kill David. But Abishai son of Zeruiah came to David's rescue. He struck the Philistine down and killed him. Then David's men swore to him, saying, "Never again will you go out with us to battle, so that the lamp of Israel will not be extinguished." In the course of time, there was another battle with the Philistines, at Gob. At that time Sibbecai the Hushathite killed Saph, one of the descendants of Rapha. In another battle with the Philistines at Gob, Elhanan son of Jair the Bethlehemite killed the brother of Goliath the Gittite, who had a spear with a shaft like a weaver's rod. In still another battle, which took place at Gath, there was a huge man with 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in all. He also was descended from Rapha. When he taunted Israel, Jonathan son of Shemiah, David's brother, killed him. These 4 were descendants of Rapha in Gath, and they fell at the hands of David and his men. Genesis verse 6. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, 2 That the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. 3 And the Lord said, "My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years." 4 There were giants Nephilim, meaning hybrid sons of fallen angels, in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came in into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. 5 And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. 1 Peter 3 verses 19 and 20. By which also he went and preached unto the spirits in prison, which sometime were disobedient, when once the long-suffering of God waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was a-preparing, wherein few, that is, 8 souls were saved by water. Jude 1 verse 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. 2 Peter 2 verses 4 and 5. For if God did not spare angels when they sinned, but sent them to hell, putting them in chains of darkness to be held for judgment. 5 If he did not spare the ancient world when he brought the flood on its ungodly people, but protected Noah, a preacher of righteousness, and 7 others,